Welcome to the IceHQ Ice Rink in Reservoir, Melbourne, Australia, on Warranjai and Woiwurrung traditional land for the grand final series decider. It's the CCM Reservoir Dogs versus the MOAT Inferno. It's hockey night here at IceHQ on a Saturday, and I'm Carl Brewer, and I'll be bringing the game to you tonight. It's the big one, again. To bring you up to speed quickly, the series was originally planned to be a best of three, and that's how it started on Friday night last week. But an issue with the ice at the end of the first period meant that for player safety reasons, the rink had to cancel both games last weekend. And so, tonight we have the IceHQ's Pro League Grand Final Best of Three Series, Game 3, with the series all tied up, no wins apiece. This is the decider. Our protagonists are last year's champions who won everything for the whole series last year, the CCM Reservoir Dogs, and the rags to riches rank underdogs, the MOAT Inferno. Last season, the Inferno sputtered to a wooden spoon finish. This season, Grand Final. How did they get here tonight? The Dogs, after a slower than expected start of the season, where they managed to lose 2 games, have been unbeaten since round 6 way back in February. Once Jamie Burke joined the team on the ice, they have been unassailable. He's not been the solo scoring machine that he was last season, though. Byron Schumer has had a breakout season, is leading the league in points with 13. The Dogs have a solid 4-game streak, and it's totally okay to call them firm favourites. This pack is not the underdogs. They are the Alpha Wolves, and they're unstoppable. Or are they? The MOAT Inferno had an awful start to the season. Steve Bellick's boys looked untidy and their defence was in tatters. They had some scorers in Hector Vrilnik and Austin McKenzie, but it wasn't until the big man, Hayden Dawes, joined up in the mid-season draft that they looked threatening. Even then, it took some time for them to gel, but gel they did, at last and just in time. They mostly fixed their dreadful defence and found form just when it mattered. To add to their confidence, they have beaten the Dogs. It was a while ago, but they did it, and Steve's confident that they can do it again. But they will have to sort out their defence. Last Friday's game saw the Dogs pour on 3 goals in the first, mostly from defensive blunders. Not to take anything away from the attacking brilliance that the Dogs bring to the park, but if you challenge high with no one behind you as a defenceman, you're giving away easy goals, and that's exactly what was happening last Friday. Luckily for the Inferno, the game stopped at the end of the first, and they were saved. A week's gone by, and Steve's had some time to think about what happened and see if he can sort it out. They'll need to. If it's a repeat of last Friday's game, this will be over way too soon. The Inferno did score the first goal last week, Dean Klomp capitalising on a loose puck from an offensive face-off win on a 5-on-3 power play. But from then on, the Dogs owned the space in front of their net and made good use of the puck when they got it. Kahu Joyce found an unmarked Ryan Ruddle, who sniped a ripper, and that opened the floodgates for the Dogs. Ruddle or Joyce, it wasn't clear, and there's no game sheet to check, got the second from a point shot by the rock-solid Mr. Reliable Trevor Leo. Then Fisher, again the unmarked player in the slot, received a pass from Maxim Astivier, and the Inferno were caught with their pants down. It was looking very bad indeed for the Inferno at the time the game was stopped. This game, like all of them, is going to be won in the defensive zone. The Dogs with a solid wall around their goal. They've only given away 16 now for the whole season. By comparison, the Inferno's net has been rattled 42 times. That's almost 3 times as many goals against them than the very ungenerous Dogs. The Dogs' defence isn't impervious though. They do sometimes have a tendency to challenge high in the defensive zone and get caught. And the Inferno's forwards know this. Dogs Leo and Carpenter will need to lead the pack from the back if they're to stop Dawes and his crew from burning a path right through. Also, the Dogs do tend to spend some time in the box. It's a consequence of their aggressive and physical play, but it does serve to give their opponents extra chances, although the PK of Burke and Vajasov has scored a lot of short-handed goals if their opponents get power play complacent. The big man from the Inferno, Hayden Dawes, also tends to serve time. Will it make a difference tonight? Last time these teams played, the Dogs took the win 2-1. Dawes finding the twine for the Inferno and Burke and Ruddle poking the scorekeepers for the Dogs. In the one period played last Friday, the Dogs are up 3-1 at the end of the first. What's going to happen tonight? It's the decider after last week's cancellations. No longer a best of 3, but a one-chance grand final after last Friday's prequel period. Will the Dogs prevail or will they succumb to the heat of the Inferno? They've dropped the puck. Let's see what happens. And the puck goes down deep. Played out by Inferno up to Dawes. Plays it high down past Bennett. Sorry, not Bennett. Past Robinson into the corner, digging it out for the Dogs, playing up the ice. Finds Vajasov. Vajasov looking up ice for Burke. Burke gets across to Schumer. Schumer deep into the corner, finds Burke. Burke gets a shot on, but it is swallowed up by the goaltender for the Inferno, the very reliable Seb Woodlands. And we will have a stoppage deep in the offensive area for the Dogs as they line up. Taking the face-off for the Dogs, Vadim. And he is facing off against Hector Vrilnik. 2 great champions of the game here in Australia. Puck indeterminate there, one from the face-off deep into the corner now for the Dogs, playing it around the back. Trying to get the puck out there is the Inferno, and only as far as Vajasov, who holds the puck on the half boards, looking for an opportunity to pass across the front and then fires it across. Back into Gretzky's office. Vajasov tries to play around. Puck comes up and gets back to the Dogs point man, who fires it in hard, and there's just a little bit of push and shove there in front of the net as Schumer just trying to assert a bit of position, and no surprises there. Jamie Burke getting tangled up in it, and so too Hayden Dawes. It's just escalating a little bit. So the penalty box keepers looking like they may have a little bit of early business. We did suspect that penalties would play a part in this, but no, it's been waved off, and there will be no further penalties handed out, and we will be 5-on-5 on the drop of the puck. Dave Massingham drops the puck, one of the two linesmen today. And back to Ruddle, who tries to get a shot away, but it's muffled and played around the back. Inferno trying to break it out. They set up their structure, try to play it up the side, but only as far as Klompf, who just slightly muffs on the pass. And he gets another chance now. Picks up the puck, plays across the middle. And that's Lee Turner trying to get the shot away, but only as far as the point. And it's played out safely by everybody's most talented Kiwi defenseman who's playing forward today, and that is, of course, Kahu Joyce. A crowd favourite here, Kahu. He's one of the most brilliant players that you'll see here on the ice in Australia. He's just come back from representative duties representing New Zealand, and he'll be taking the face-off now for the Dogs as they stack their line in the middle, but it's won through behind by Inferno. Puck deep into the corner. Leo trying to play the puck out, but not able to capitalise on it. Ruddle tries to fan it out as well, but now it is Carpenter, who not quite able to clear. They get puck out of the zone, but it only comes back as far as Stringer, and there's a shot on the net, but it is deflected wide by Austin Leskovitz, the American defence goaltender. And Inferno now in Klomp trying to break it out again through the middle of the neutral zone. Nice little drop pass, but it gets as far as Ruddle, who comes back up through the middle with time and space, looking for passing options. No one there, so he has a shot. Puck loose in front of the net, but no one there for the Dogs. Kahu not quite able to get in time as the Inferno break it back the other way. Klomp again, still on the ice. This time he runs into a wall of Ryan Bennett. He's not getting through there. Astafar plays it out. Ruddle nicely blocked by Inferno neutral zone trap. Puck coming out through the middle, but it's all the way down the other end, and just fanning on the puck there. Stringer not quite able to clear it out through an aggressive forecheck by McKenzie, keeping the puck in for the Inferno. Doors just looking to get a shot across, but it bobbles loosely across safely in front of the net. And again, the Dogs trying to break it out. Astafar crosses the blue line, breaks it clear of the zone. He's looking for a pass, and just trapped offside was Sean Campbell. He was trying desperately not to tear a groin muscle as he tried to stay onside as Astafar was blasting through the top of the neutral zone, and we'll have a face-off just outside the attacking zone for the Dogs. And it will be between Vadim and the big man, Hayden Dawes. Vadim wins the face-off, chips it through, but it gets back to the Inferno defence, who now played out around the back of the corner. But tangled up with some good forechecking pressure there. Jamie Burke putting a lot of pressure on, a very aggressive forecheck. The breakout pass, a little bit messy. It goes back. Bennett is being forechecked by Hayden Dawes, and it's two guys who wouldn't take a backward step. The puck comes out cleanly. Burke looking for pass up to Vajasov, finds him on the break. Vajasov trying to get through, but Seb Woodland sees that one safely out of play, and we will have a face-off deep down. And with 13 minutes and 14 seconds to go, we're all tied up with 0 goals apiece. 3 shots to the Dogs and 1 to the Inferno. Last time these two teams played, the goal was scored by Klompf for the Inferno on a 5-on-3 power play. So far, the Dogs have had most of the run of the attack, but we all know hockey's a dynamic game, and every dog has its day, including a not dog if you are an Inferno. Where's that hot dog? As Burke fires it in from the point, but it's wide. Schumer trying to find an option as it is blasted out, and Jamie Burke runs into Hayden Dawes and is inverted. Dawes characteristically with his mouth guard hanging out of his mouth. I'm not quite sure why he bothers to wear one. It's something to chew on as Burke plays it back, finds Bennett. Bennett looking up ice for a passing option. Tries to find Vajasov, but it's cut off by Hector Vrilnek, but only as far as Schumer. He plays it back to, not Drake, sorry. Plays it back to Lockie Walls, who just a little bit messy, allows the Inferno to keep the puck in. Schumer looking to break it out, being pressured there by there's Dawes in the slot, goes for the shot, but it goes across the front. And that is safely through for the Dogs. Now breaking it out through Byron Schumer, looking for a pass across, finds Ruddle. Ruddle through the neutral zone, has a shot. but it's bounced clear by Seb Woodlands, who just sees it into the corner. Bit of push and shove now. Schumer finds Vajasov, who is sat firmly on his backside by Hector, who's now looking for a little drop subtle pass, tries to find the streaking Steve Bellick, but he didn't quite manage to get the pass. Passes up now to Klomp, but he was dispossessed nicely by by Kohu Joyce, and the puck goes in deep for the Dogs in attack. No one home in the slot for the Dogs, so they've now got Kohu Joyce just floating around in front of the net, trying to find that option as the Dogs try and establish a first goal of the game. So far, 0-0 with just over 11 minutes to play in the first. The breakout now trying to be set up, but beautiful forechecking pressure by the Dogs to keep the puck in. Looking to pass across. Can Ruddle get the cross-ice pass? He does. Puck bubbles up, but it doesn't quite go in. It's a lot of loose puck in front of the slot. But the Dogs keep it in play from the point. Drives back in. Ruddle looking for options. Plays a nice backhand around. Stringer trying to pick up the loose puck. Sorry, that's Dave Barrett trying to pick up the loose puck as he's come back out onto the point. He and Leo and Trevor Leo just trying to cover Klomp. And the two Dogs defence peel back. Kahu looking around as Ruddle tries to get the intercept. Kahu Joyce can't play it in yet. He's still got Ruddle offside, but now the Dogs onside as the Inferno go for an interestingly timed change. And Kahu just dumps it safely down into the corner to get a change of his own. And Dawes back on for the Inferno. This is the danger man as Bennett comes up to try and challenge him. Dawes manages to poke the puck around behind and gets it clear. And Sean Campbell now takes the puck deep into the corner for the Dogs, trying to get that other pass across the front. He's got Bennett floating in the slot, looking for that opportunity. Schiffer and Stringer doing the defensive duties at the moment for the Dogs as they just cover up what's coming around behind. It's Hayden Dawes circling around deep, looking for those attacking opportunities. He knows he needs to score some goals, and he does love to do it. And now the Dogs break it out in Fisher. But he just runs into a wall. Corey Stringer now goes back to fetch the puck. He'll have some pressure on him from Hayden Dawes, just keeping the stick active. Plays it up to Jamie Burke on the stretch. Jamie has Fisher on the burst, but not able to get the pass across to Fisher, who had that tempting stick just waiting down there for a backhand, and the puck bobbles out of play. And we will have a face-off again deep in the attacking zone. It has been mostly Dogs so far, but the score still 0-0. Shots 6-1 so far in the game with around about 10 minutes to go in the first. A good opportunity there for the Dogs. They've had the vast majority of them. Vajasov taking the face-off. Will he win it? No, it's won by the Inferno, but dangerously across in front. Goes as far as the Dogs' point, and they're just playing around with it as Burke moves in, has a shot from a distance, but it doesn't go anywhere useful. It's just jammed up in front of the net. Puck now bobbling around loose. Bennett still in deep, looking for that opportunity. He's got the puck out on the point, fires it in deep. Sorry, it's not Bennett. My apologies, Troy Robinson. That's Troy Robinson there getting in deep. Troy, a very versatile defenseman. He can play just about anything. And he's also heavily involved here in coaching with the junior program. It's great to see our senior players coaching the junior kids and helping them as they come up and develop as we get yet another offensive face-off for the Dogs. Vajasov wins it back to Burke, who tries to get a backhand but doesn't use it. And the puck is fired in from the point into traffic. Burke now plays around through the back, plays it up to his defence, but it's just intercepted. But the puck is deflected in, and Woodlands just manages to keep it out. And now the Inferno breaking it out again, but only as far as the ever-present Troy Robinson just sitting back and waiting for that puck. Cleans it up. Burke fires it across to Schumer, but not complete. Comes back to Lockie Wall, trying to find Burke again, but he's beaten there, and the puck comes in for Klomp. But this time, Vajasov is on the burst through the right-hand side of the rink, gets it across onto his forehand, backhand, looking for the pass into the slot. Is there anyone there? Burke's floating around, so too Schumer. And Karps comes in looking for it as well. The Dogs a little bit dangerously exposed there if the Inferno break it out, but they keep the puck in. Nicely judged there by Jack Carpenter, who does like to get in deep at times. Vajasov battling on the corner with Klomp, and the puck comes out as far as Inferno on the side, and that's Minson, who just keeps on side. But he's dispossessed as Vajasov has been on for a long time now. Vajasov perhaps looking for Carpenter, who's on the break across the middle. Finds his feet, but not his stick. And Hector Vilnick gets it through, trying to find Dawes, and the two of them driving in the corner. But Trevor Leo, rock solid, plays it around the back and clears it out. And here comes the puck through the neutral zone. And it was Hayden Dawes there being pressed by Ruddle. And this time Inferno looking for opportunities. They find Vilnick up on the middle of the neutral zone, and he's being followed by Dawes, looking for opportunities on the burst. He makes a break now. Dawes through the middle, and he's got to get around two dogs. He comes through and he's blocked by Leo, and he just gets herded into the corner. His Ruddle has a pretty interesting collision. It's contact hockey, boys. Don't worry about that. Kahu Joyce now looking to play it out. Gets it around very cheekily, just using the boards to get around Hector Rilnek, and it gets as far as Ruddle, who has a shot, but it's blocked by Alex Rose with a good piece of stick work. The puck wobbles across the front now. The Inferno with a chance to break it out, but Dogs back in numbers. This time Carpenter just plays it safely back, finds Kahu. Kahu looking around for options. Has none obvious, so he fires a long shot in to Seb Woodlands, who keeps the puck alive and dumps into the corner. And we are still going with 6 minutes to go. It's still 0-all. 10 shots to the Dogs to adjust the 2 to the Inferno as they break it out again. This time Klompf looks for the option, and he's got to get around Carpenter, who shoots him wide, but he gets a shot away from a distance, but is safely swallowed up by Oscar Leskovitz for the Dogs. And that counts as the Inferno's third shot. 5 minutes and 45 seconds to play in the first, and we are still tied up at 0-all. The Dogs with the vast majority of the play. I was speaking with Steve Bellick early, and he was telling me that if it's not broken, don't fix it. But I think they need to fix this, because pretty soon the weight of numbers is going to do them a disservice. But they get a chance now for a shot on. Clear ice, shot across, and there you go. Against the run of the play, the Inferno get a shot up high on Leskovitz's blocker side, and they put it in the net. That one scored by Alex Rose, I think it was. Just a little bit of time and space, and the Dogs let one in. So although the Inferno have only had 4 shots, one of them is a goal. So that's what Steve Bellick needed. It's not broke, don't fix it. And in that instance, he's proved himself right. And the puck won back by the Dogs. Corey Stringer looking for a passing option, plays it around the back of the net. Trying to play it up to Bennett. Bennett not able to capitalise on it. Astafis now being pressured around the back of the net by 2. Klompf introduces him to a bit of contact. But we've now got a 3-on-2 for the Dogs, playing across, finding Fisher, who's shepherded into the corner. He's got Stringer floating around in the slot unmarked. And Stringer gets to the puck first, gets a little shot in, again looking for Campbell. Campbell not able to connect. Plays the puck back up, and this time Astafif just cuts it off, gets it back to Stringer. Stringer safely dumps it up the board. And now the puck goes in deep as the Dogs get themselves a change. Blasting up the middle, the Inferno, and they find Klompf, who steps around Bennett, who went for that high challenge. But now they're shepherded into the corner, and that's Dawes, the big man. And he's you don't want to get run into by him as he tries to get a shot away, but Leskovitz manages to safely catch that one in the glove hand and make it look pretty routine in the end. He did have Hector just floating around beside him and also being screened by Austin McKenzie. We'll have an offensive zone face-off this time for the Inferno. With about 5 minutes to go, the Inferno are 1, the Dogs are 0. Face-off, a 1 back by Vajasov. Playing around the back was Lockie Walls. Tried to get it up to Jamie Burke, but incomplete. Dorsey had a bit of a shot, but fanned and missed as Vajasov now looking for Burke on the point. Vajasov elects to go himself, has a bit of space. Got the puck on a bit of stick, has the shot, but Woodlands catches it safely in the end. He had Burke down the other side, which does keep the goaltender in guessing, is he going to pass or is he going to shoot? But this time Vajasov took the shot, and Seb Woodlands made the catch. Face off again in the offensive zone deep for the Dogs. Can they get it back to 1-all before the end of the period? We've only got 3 minutes to play. As out it comes now, and that's Austin McKenzie breaking down the right-hand side, but he's covered nicely by Troy Robinson. Puck comes around the back, and it's Hector looking for a chance, but not able to clear it out, the Dogs. Hector just getting pushed around there by Troy Bennett. Sorry, not Troy Bennett, Troy Robinson. He plays it up. Jamie Burke now on the streak. He's got Vajasov on his right-hand side. Burke goes through the middle. Deeks just scores! Jamie Burke goes top shelf. Puts the puck right over the top of Seb Woodland's blocker. And we are all tied up at 1 goal apiece with 2 goals and 2 minutes and 20 seconds to play. We'll see that on the replay. Magnificent shot there. Jamie Burke gets through all the traffic. He had support, which kept Seb guessing where was the puck going to go. And we should see this on the replay in just a minute, hopefully. And it was a beautiful piece of puck handling and play through the middle. And you'll see it just go over the top of Seb Woodland's glove hand there, sorry. straight through. Just chips off the paint, and in it goes. Jamie Burke with a textbook beautiful goal there all on his own. And we are, with 1 minute, just under 2 minutes to go, we are tied up at 1 goal apiece. Inferno trying to break it in again. Clonth looking for an opportunity, but he's blocked there by Carpenter. He gets his body in the way. Clonth digs through, tries to get another shot away, but it's wide. Nicely pressured by Trevor Leo, doing a good job of controlling things in front of the net. He's a very clean player, Trevor. He's always where he needs to be. And Carpenter this time taking care of it as well. As the puck comes out, finds Ruddle, who looks across. Ruddle on his own, chips across to Leo, who is shepherded into the corner. Gets ridden into the boards. The puck comes out the back of the net. Only as far as Lockie Walls, who fires it across. Astafist tries to get it across as well, but it's eventually a one clean by the Inferno, who knock it out, but they don't manage to clear the zone. But they've got it out now, and Brendan McDowell now tries to get through, but he runs into Carpenter, and it's played out as far as Ruddle. Ruddle looking for the passing option, just misses on getting it across to Dave Barrett, and it's back to Stringer looking for the option as he breaks out through the neutral zone. All these players all lined up by a neutral zone trap by the Inferno, and all he could do was chip it in deep. But Astafa wins the foot race, but it's stolen from him. But kept in beautifully there, Matty Knox. Puck deep in the corner now. Knox doing a good job on this shift, trying to keep the puck in. But Dawes floating around high, gets the pass, and he's sprating, and it's a 2-on-1. Corey Stringer with a lot to watch for as Dawes tries to play the puck across. But he doesn't manage to get the puck cleanly away. Beautiful play there by Stringer, who deprived the big man of the opportunity. And now Stringer carries the puck, gets it up to Astafif, looks for a shot from a distance, tries a little cheeky toe drag, run into the corner, but stolen from the puck. And now the puck now battling deep in the corner, and that's Fisher down on his knees, and a little bit of a tussle in the corner, and the referee will blow it up at the end of the first. We are 1 goal apiece. The Dogs 1, the Inferno 1, strangely enough. Shots 13 to the Dogs and 5 to the Inferno. You'd have to say that the run of the play was almost entirely Dogs there, but when the Inferno did get their opportunity, they took it and they stuck the puck in the net, and that was Brendan McDowell scoring the first goal for the Inferno. And then Jamie Burke struck back with just over 2 minutes to play with a beautiful piece of play, breaking down through the middle from a pass from Vadim Vajasov on the stretch. And Burkey went over the top of Seb Woodland's glove for a beautiful goal that just tickled the paint on the top of the net, on the inside of the post. And as Gossie would say, you put it where your grandmother hides the biscuits, although with some other American pronunciation of it. How are you doing, Gossie? We do miss you. I hope you're having a great birthday. And I'd love to have you here. But, I'm back from Vancouver and had a great time over there, as well as we'll be getting an ice cut now, and so we'll have a break for about 10 minutes. And we will be back with you. It is now 6:55. We should be back with you at about 7:05.
This game is our canvas.
Our choice, our freedom.
It's my way.
And mine.
And mine.
And mine.
It's the only way.
The ice doesn't discriminate.
It doesn't see color or gender.
All it sees is 60 minutes of pure effort.
A pure fun.
On the ice, we might be enemies.
But in the end, we're all allies.
This game's for everyone.
No matter who you are,
No matter where we're from, we're all ready to hit the ice.
Welcome back to the IceHQ ice rink here in Reservoir, Melbourne, Australia, where we are about to get underway in the second period of this best of three, game three deciding game, where the first two games were cancelled due to an ice issue. And we find ourselves at the start of the period with the Dogs 1 goal from 13 shots, the Inferno 1 goal from 5. The Inferno with a very nicely played goal that snuck through at Brendan McDowell at about 5 minutes into the game. And Jamie Burke struck back with a beautiful goal over the top of Seb Woodland's glove hand with about 2 minutes to play in the dying moments of the period to bring it up to 2 goals apiece. So 1 goal apiece, I should say. And we'll be underway in the second. It's safe to say that the Dogs had the majority of the play in the first. Not quite able to convert it. The defence for the Inferno was pretty solid most of the time and managed to own that space in front of the net. It's only when Berkey managed to thread the needle and get his way through all of the traffic with a streaking Byron Schumer down the other side, who was providing a bit of distraction for Woodlands, keeping him guessing as to where the puck was going to go when Berkey took the shot. And away it went. Vajasov taking the face-off against Lee Turner. Wins it through, tries to chip it through to a Burke. Vajasov, Burke picks it up, has a look, shoots, but it just hits harmlessly against Seb Woodland's a blocker, and it comes in again. So 2 shots in the first 15 seconds of the game on Woodlands. One nice one from Berkey that Woodlands deflected off into the corner with his blocker, and the second one straight into his glove, and we'll get an offensive zone face-off for the Dogs as the Inferno just shuffle a few numbers around. And the face-off for the Dogs, Brendan McDowell wins it back, but the referee decides that it wasn't quite right, and we will play it again. Dave Massingham, the linesman, taking the drop. Watch his elbow, watch his hand, down it goes. Vajasov tries to chip it through, but he gets back to Minson, who plays it around the back. Gets it up, and Lockie Walls trying to keep it in, but it is played out nicely by Klomp through the neutral zone. Finds Lee Turner, but it's cleared out by the Dogs, and Vajasov trying to play it up through the back. Berkey now looking for the stretch pass. It comes long, but it is intercepted very nicely there with Jackson Lane just plucking the puck out of the sky. Very dangerous move there, but now Vajasov again looking for Burke. Vajasov circling around to the neutral zone as he's being hassled, trying to find that move and that opportunity. Gets through now, penetrates into the zone. Just a little bit of a toe drag, gets a shot away, but Woodlands snatches it up once more. So 3 shots for the Dogs and a couple of good ones. They've put Woodlands under a lot of pressure in this first 90 seconds of this second period. Inferno will need to get a little bit more coordinated in their attack to make this work as the lines change. We have Kahu Joyce and the big man Hayden Dawes taking the face off. Joyce wins it back. Ruddle turns looking for the opportunity, takes a shot from a distance through traffic. Puck bubbling around in front of the net, but it is cleared out safely into the half boards. And now the Dogs with a loose puck bobbling around in front of the net. Carps comes in to try and get it, but he's beaten by Hector, who plays it back, but only as far as Dave Barrett, who goes back to clean it up for the Dogs, plays it up forwards, just misses the stretching hand of Kahu Joyce as Ruddle goes in to try and play it out for the Dogs, but he is just being contained by Alex Rose. And battling behind the deck now is Ruddle, plays it up as far as Leo, who with a chance to get a shot away, just steps out of the way of a fast charging Hayden Dawes. Trevor, it's no stranger to having big guys running into him. He played very well for the Melbourne Ducks last season. There's now the breakout being played. Vrilnek stretches across, finds McKenzie, tries to get a pass across the doors, but it's behind him. And Vrilnek just fanned on the shot, and we will have a puck out of play. And we'll have a face-off for the Dog. No, it's a late. We have a penalty this time, and it will be the Dogs' Dave Barrett sitting 2 minutes. I'm not quite sure exactly what it's for yet, but we'll let you know as soon as I know. And the first power play of the day will be going to the Inferno. So they pour on the pressure. They'll have a big man, Hayden Dawes, and Hector Vrilnek on the ice for the Inferno. Can they score for it? They keep it up on the half boards, but pressed beautifully there by Vadim Vajasov. And the Dogs look to break it out. They are very dangerous. Short-handed. Vajasov trying to make the stretch pass across from Berkey, but it's deep in the corner now. And Jasov just keeping pressure on Wilnick, but he finds the pass outlet, and now the Inferno break it out with a bit of control, finding Dawes up on the neutral zone. He comes across, toe drag across the front, looks for the opportunity to pass, but he's dispossessed, and the puck pinched nicely from him. Stringer on the burst, looking for the pass across, finds it. Stringer gets a chance to get a shot off for the Dogs, shoots! Woodlands makes the save. Jasov fires it across the front, just misses Burke, and this is a great penalty kill by the Dogs. They've kept a lot of pressure on the Inferno and piled on the shots. But now the Inferno with another chance to break it out. Stretch comes across to Hector, who looks for the pass. He's got Dawes with him, but it's blocked off the back of the Dogs. And the puck loose now. Berkey tries to chip it through, finds Kahu Joyce. Caves it in, rings it off the post. Doesn't quite go in. Kahu'd want that one back again, I reckon. And now Klompf plays it in and tries to get the puck, but it's been carried in now. Lee Turner looking for an option. Finds a bit of space, passes across to the half boards on the other side. And Klompf just circling around in Gretzky's office looking for an opportunity to pick up the puck. And they've also got D up high, unmarked, because it is a penalty. Up it comes to the point, but it's one out by Kahu, who finds Berkey looking for an option. And he's got Kahu loose on his own in front of the site. Second go, just tried to chip it across to Burke. And the referee has his hand up for a penalty. And Berkey's going to, this time, earn a penalty for the Dogs. And it looks like it's accidental, but Klompf is coming off now for, we'll see what the call is, for a high stick. So Klompf getting done 2 minutes for high sticking. That will change things around a little bit, as now the Dogs have the penalty. It's 4-on-4 for not very long. We'll have Dave Barrett out pretty much on the drop of the puck, I suspect. And then it'll be 5-on-4 for 2 minutes for the Dogs. See how they choose to play it. Kahu Joyce with that ringer off the post just a few seconds ago. He'd be unhappy with that one. It was a great opportunity. Barrett now on the ice for the Dogs, and it's 5-on-4 to the Dogs. But Carpenter not able to keep it in. And the Inferno finding Hector, who has a little bit of a cheeky snipe across the front. Tried to find McKenzie, but just went wide. And the Dogs circling around looking dangerous. Stringer just trying to steal the puck. And it goes deep down in the back for Robertson now, who skates around the back and just gets past Hector Vilnick. And this time a Ruddle brings it in, looking for the pass up to Robinson. Robinson tries to backhand across the front. Puck's loose, but not able to get it there was Dave Barrett, who finds Kahu Joyce with another chance, fires it in, and it goes wide, just wide of the post and into the competent gloves of Woodlands, who snatches the puck in from the sky. 11 minutes and 30 seconds to play. It's 1 goal apiece. 18 shots to the Dogs to 6 to the Inferno. The momentum very much in the Dogs, and the Dogs on a power play for another little while. It's not showing up on our system at the moment, I'm afraid, but they do have a little bit of time left on the power play. Carpenter wins it out to Vajasov, who's looking up ice for a passing option. Burke just being hassled as he tried to get in. Vajasov tried to make the pass across, it's just kind of shuttled free, and now Carpenter skating in with the puck, finds Burke in the corner. The Dogs have set up their power play, pass across the front, gets to Vajasov. Vajasov holds, shoots, but it's deflected safely. Carpenter up on the point. Is he going to shoot? No, just a little bit of a dummy back into Burke. Burke holding possession, being pushed by Inferno defence, and Robertson tries to get it across, and Byron Schumer there with a stick in, trying to dig it in past Seb Woodlands, but he's lying on top of the puck. The referee loses sight of it, blows a whistle, and we will have a stoppage, which keeps the clock going at this point in time. And so Dean Klompf's penalty will be over very shortly, and we'll be back to 5-on-5. The earlier penalty to Dave Barrett was for hooking. And face-off now. Matty Knox for the Dogs taking the face-off. Chips it in. The Inferno get it around the back, but only as far as Aftasif, who's trying to play it across the back. The referee there gets his feet in the way. Maxim finds a bit of space. Nice cheeky backhand to the dodging Matt Knox. Astafis and Knox playing a bit of backwards and forwards behind the net, but the Inferno clear it out now, and Klompf now trying to blast in through. He's got Stringer to beat, but Stringer, that beautiful big poke check of his, steals the puck from him. Klompf regathers, plays it back in, tries to find Hayden Dawes, but Hayden doesn't quite manage to get control of it. Klompf plays it across, missed by Dawes, but it's as far as as far as real neck, but he wasn't able to get a clean shot away, and it's deep in the corner now for the Inferno. Dogs breaking it out through Stringer, looking for an option, finds Astafif, who is on a 2-on-2 situation, gets it back across, but the puck cleared out by the Inferno. It's a little bit messy there as the Dogs go for a change, and we have an offside. Hayden Dawes not particularly pleased about the blow of the whistle, but the referee sees what they see, and we all know that the referees decide reality, and the rest of us are merely interested spectators. And Hayden wasn't happy with it, but Jamie Law, the linesman, had a perfect sight line, and he made the call. 8 minutes and 55 seconds to go. The puck dropped, one back by the Inferno. Minson now with the puck being pressed by Ruddle, plays around the back. But it's eaten up by the Dogs, and Kahu Joyce chips it in. Only as far as the middle of the neutral zone. Clonf now tries to get past, tries to pass Dogs. Now we have a 2-on-1. Ryan Ruddle just misses the pick-up, but he's got to play it back to Kahu if he can. Ruddle still being pressed around the back of the net, goes through Gretzky's office, tries to play it across the front. And Robinson now with the puck, fires it deep in the corner, but only as far as a Inferno defenseman. Clonf now plays it back through to Lee Turner, who buries it deep in the corner for the Inferno. Inferno behind the net now with the puck, but it's broken out now by Ruddle. Looks at the cross-ice pass, but it's picked off beautifully by Casey Minson, a former Dog. Now playing for the Inferno, Casey was traded earlier on in the mid-season draft. In exchange, pretty much a swap for Jamie Burke. And we will now have a face-off deep in the offensive zone for the Inferno, with another chance for them for a set play. With 7 minutes and 40 seconds to play at the drop of the puck, it is a 1 goal apiece. Shots 20 to the Dogs and 7 to the Inferno. Puck a little bit indeterminate. Minson tries to get a shot away, but Leskovitz makes the save. And it's cleared out by a Burke, but only as far as the point, and kept in by Dawes. Some nice elusive play in the corner there by Clonf, I think that might be. It's a bit hard to tell. I can't see his number. No, that was Hector. Vilnick with those beautiful slick hands of his. Puck behind the net. The Dogs now trying to win it out. But Hector with a chance to get a tip around the front, but there's one around the back by the Dogs. And Jamie Burke now picks it up, being pressured by Hayden Dawes. And now Byron Schumer putting pressure on Minson. Skates across on that aggressive forecheck that the Dogs are famous for. And Burke's in as well, and trying to get control of the puck, the Inferno, and breaking it out now Minson, who gets knocked over by Burke. And that's going to stir up a few people as the puck still loose. The referees haven't put their hand up. Vajasov plays it across the front, but Burke not able to capitalise on it, nor was Leo. Burke now waiting for everyone to get back on side. Plays it across, finds Vajasov, who threw feet, but it's indeterminate at the moment. Puck bouncing around to the middle of the zone. Vajasov and Vrilnek. And Vrilnek gets the puck in the end. Just chips it into the middle of the neutral zone, trying to find Dawes. Dawes just dispossessed, and it is Schumer who chips it in to the corner as the Dogs go for a change. And Jackson Lane for the Inferno, being hard pressed by Sean Campbell, but he manages to get it out, but only as far as Vajasov on the other side, who fires it deep across the back, looking for an opportunity. Bennett now comes in to try and get a shot across the front. And another chance now. Bennett has got a backhand, and he's hit hard from behind. But puck comes chipping across, and it is across now for Matty Knox. And the referee gets skittled. So the shot comes in. Oh, so close there, Leo. Oh, sorry, Matty Knox there very nearly picked up that puck. It was loose in front of the net. It was very juicy, that rebound. And now the breakaway goes for the Inferno. But Oscar Leskovitz clears it out for the Dogs. And this time Corey Stringer running into a wall of 4 Inferno players, but he's shepherded out to the displeasure of the pack of Dogs on the bench, who thought they saw an infraction. Now the Inferno breaking it out. Clonf looking for a chance to get a pass away. Skates back down the middle, Clonf, but he is ridden hard into the corner. And coming back up to the point for the Inferno. Nice piece of Dita there across the front. D takes the shots in through a lot of traffic, but Leskovitz makes the save. The puck ends up harmlessly into the corner, and we will have a brief stoppage. 4 minutes and 40 seconds to play in the second, and we are still all tied up at 1 goal apiece. It's been a very interesting tussle, and we are getting a penalty on Bennett there for the Dogs. So the Inferno now with the numerical advantage for 2 minutes. I'll tell you what that penalty was for in just a moment. But we have seen just how effective the penalty kill is for the Dogs. They create great opportunities. But, you still want to have full strength if you can. It's always a disadvantage to play short, even though the chaos can sometimes be beneficial. The puck goes out high, but it's clear. Barrett now going in very hard on the aggressive forecheck on the Inferno, but he's mostly on his own. He's got a circling Kiwi in Kahu Joyce, just waiting for an interception for the stretch pass that was looking to go up to Hayden Dawes. As Steve Bellick chips it in, finds Hector. Dawes goes into the corner. The big man just plays it back as far as Hector, but Jamie Burke gets away on his own. He's being chased, but he shoots, and Seb Woodlands makes the save. That's that danger of the rapid counter-attack. Burke not quite able to stick it in the net, but it was a great option. He'll be feeling a bit of fatigue now. He's had a long sprint down the neck. He want to get a change as quickly as he can, but he's having another go. And the referee has blown the whistle. And more squabbling on the ice as Jamie Burke and Brendan McDowell got tangled up. Puck's still alive. We haven't blown it up. Penalty still for the Dogs. So the Inferno trying to keep the clock going as they take a shot in from the distance. Jackson Lane, but he finds Burke's interception, who gets it up to Vajasov, tries to get past Lane, but Lane instead takes Vajasov out of the play. Dogs trying to get a change. Klompf now loose in the front, gets a pass across to McDowell. Back to Lee Turner, who tries to get a shot across, and they've got Inferno players everywhere, but not able to capitalise on it as Vajasov just runs the clock down, and he finds a Dog, has another dig, and that was Jack Carpenter trying to get the shot away, but controlled very well, and we are back to 5-on-5. The Dogs have killed the penalty with 2 minutes and 20 seconds to play. It's back to 5-on-5. Lane now looking for a chance to break it out, being pressed by Vajasov. He finds Bellick, plays it up, but it's intercepted by Ruddle. Ruddle trying to get in between Klompf and the puck. The puck coming back now for Hayden Dawes, who just chips it through. Didn't take the shot. And Leo now for the Dogs tries to play it clear. He gets past Dawes, but doesn't manage to clear the puck. The puck now across to the Inferno, and that's Alex Rose having another crack from a distance, and Vajasov's stick breaks in half, so he has to go and get himself another one as Ruddle breaks down, but he's got Minson in front of him, and a big forecheck, a big back check, but he gets a shot away, does a Ruddle, but Woodlands makes the save. 1 minute and 30 seconds to play. Dogs 1, Inferno 1. Shots 23 to the Dogs, shots 11 to the Inferno. The Dogs successfully killed the penalty and had a couple of pretty good scoring opportunities from that one as well. And that was Ryan Bennett, who was doing 2 minutes for high sticking for that penalty earlier as well. That was at 4 minutes and 25 to go. Back to 5-on-5. The face-off initially won there by Kahu, but it got tangled up. Goes back far to Bennett, who immediately gets a shot in. It's lost in the middle. Kahu looking for an opportunity to pass across the front. Barrett back to Joyce. They've got Stringer up on the point, just floating around looking dangerous. He's fairly unmarked at the moment. If they can get the puck up to him, he can get a good shot. He hasn't called for it. Here it is, comes up to Stringer. Stringer lines it up, gets a shot across for the tip over. And very nearly Barrett able to get a stick on it, but not able to put it in. Barrett with another chance. Woodland dives across to pick it up. And Woodlands makes the save. With being closely attended to there by Dave Barrett. But the puck was safe and swallowed up. So we have an offensive zone face-off now for the Dogs. We'll have that with Schumer, and the face-off being taken by Vajasov. Jamie Burke just sitting back at the top of the face-off circle waiting for that one-timer. Looks like we might have a blood bin for the Inferno. Puck one back. Burke now tries to get a shot in, but it only goes as far as Woodland's glove, and he makes yet another save. He's up to 26 saves so far, Seb Woodlands, and that ends the second period, which was frenetic. I could hardly catch a breath myself, and no goals, but lots of chances and a few penalties. So in that period, we had penalties to Dave Barrett for the Dogs and Ryan Bennett. Dave Barrett for hooking at 4:14 to go. Klompf for the Inferno got 2 minutes for a high stick, and Bennett got 2 minutes also for a high stick at the end of the second. We are getting another ice cut So we will take a break for about another 10 minutes. It's 7:27 now. We should be back with you at about 7:40.
This game is our canvas.
Our choice, our freedom.
It's my way.
And mine.
And mine.
And mine.
It's the only way. The ice doesn't discriminate.
It doesn't see color or gender.
All it sees is 60 minutes of pure effort.
A pure fun.
On the ice, we might be enemies.
But in the end, we're all allies.
This game's for everyone.
No matter who you are,
No matter where we're from, we're all ready to hit the ice.
Welcome back to the IceHQ ice rink here in Reservoir, Melbourne, Australia, where we are being treated to an absolute thriller here on Hockey Night, where it is the third game and the first game, depending on how you look at it, the deciding game, the grand final game for the IceHQ Pro League in its second year. It is fantastic that we've had this program running here, and coming up very shortly, in fact, starting on the 2nd of June is the first ever women's professional league here that will be starting up, and we're enormously proud to be playing a part in the development of elite women's ice hockey here in Victoria, Australia. And we're delighted to be able to make that happen. But right now we still have the grand final between the Dogs and the Inferno, the CCM Reservoir Dogs and the Inferno. It's all tied up with 1 goal apiece. Both those goals were scored in the first after a very torrid backwards and forwards second period, where the Dogs absolutely piled on the shots but unable to get a shot away. The Dogs with 13 shots on the net to the Inferno 6. The total score there in terms of shots on the net, the Dogs 26 shots to the Inferno's 11. So Seb Woodland's having a hell of a workout this evening for the Inferno, keeping the puck out. Some of those shots are pretty good. Kahu Joyce rung one off the post earlier on, about halfway through the second, that he would be ruining that millimetre accuracy that he needed just to stick the puck in the net. But Jamie Burke scoring the equaliser back in the first. And a beautiful breakthrough traffic goal for Berkey there, and Brendan McDowell scored the first goal of the game, and he got a little bit of time and space at the Alex Ovechkin Memorial position, where he just popped the puck in the net over the top of Leskovitz. So it's 1-1, and we're about to get underway in the third, which will be an absolute thriller. The Inferno have played above themselves, and Seb Woodlands in particular doing a magnificent job of keeping the puck out of the net and frustrating the Dogs. We did see some penalties in the second. Bennett and Barrett for the Dogs doing 2 minutes apiece, and Klomp for the Inferno doing 2 himself. So 2-1 the penalty count in favour of the Inferno, which has given them 2 minutes overall of advantage of the numerical type with 4v3. We're about to get underway as the big man Hayden Dawes for the Inferno facing off against Vadim Vajasov. Vadim so far has been a little bit quicker with the face-offs. This time he wins it back again, and the Dogs start the third with possession. A bit of backwards and forwards between the D. And Berkey now looking to break it out. Just gets past Vilnek, skates down through the middle and chips it in deep, and immediately puts the puck on the net. But nothing much on it. Just chips it in, and Woodlands makes an easy save, just catching the puck. And we'll have a face-off deep in the offensive zone now for the Dogs. 7 minutes and 30 seconds now to play. Can't help but feel that 1 goal will be enough this time, but neither team would be happy with that. Bit of a loose puck bobbling around now. The Inferno breaking it out, gets past Robinson, but only as far as we've got an offside by the look of it. Not sure what the call is there. Jamie Law, one of the linesmen, we signalled that I don't know what it is, but I'm looking a little bit confused as to what that was, but it must have been an offside, as the face-off is being taken directly in front of the commentary position here. Dawes lining up next to Schumer, and just pushes him out of the way as Hector tries to make a bit of space through, but he's just gets a loose puck in front of the net. Leskovitz just manages to keep it out, and Robinson now for the Dogs, being pressed by Vilnek, plays it across to Burke, who chips it up to Vajasov, but it's stolen by Hector, who fires it in harmlessly into the point. Won back by the Dogs in Lockie Walls, who plays it back around the net to Robinson. Dawes now with the puck, fires it in through Divot, gets a chip off Mackenzie's stick. Doesn't go anywhere useful this time. A good option there by Dawes. One of the, I think Steve Bellick there ran into a bit of a Dogs brick wall. He's playing forward uncharacteristically. He gets a shot across the front now. Klomp looking to carry the puck deep into the corner, get a pass across the front. There's nothing but Dogs. There's not a lot of Inferno players now, but Bellick just finds a little bit of space. And now the Dogs break it out in Joyce, who just chips it past and gets through. Vajasov driving deep into the corner. Chips the puck around the back, finds Burke, who now tries to get a shot back across the front to Schumer, but it's broken out now as Klompf gets the puck. And he gets challenged nicely by the back-checking Burke while he was being contained by Leo. And Leo now with the puck behind the net for the Dogs, looking to break it out. And he's looking for options. Chips it far up the boards. Finds Vajasov on the point on the stretch. Vajasov ridden hard into the boards now. And Schumer in the forecheck for the Dogs, with the Inferno breaking it out cleanly, and the puck comes all the way back down the other end of the ice, and we will have an icing. The foot race well and truly won by Jack Carpenter. He now coasts back down the other end, as we will have a face-off deep in the offensive zone for the Dogs. The Inferno not allowed to change. They have to stay out on the ice. But it looks like the Dogs not changing either. Electing to keep the same line on. And the puck one back there by Joyce. Lost on the half-forward shot. Comes across the front, but chipped out harmlessly and leaves play. And we will have another face-off right back where we had the last one. 14 minutes and 40 seconds to go on the drop of the puck. 1 goal apiece. Dogs Inferno all tied up here in the third on the grand final game. The big decider. Who gets their name on the trophy? Can the Dogs hold a perfect record? A big shot in from a distance, but blocked there by the feet of Inferno. And Klomf tries to break it through the middle. And Mackenzie gets a shot through. Sorry, not Mackenzie. It was Brendan McDowell. But Dogs now in the breakout in Joyce. He's nicely poke check, finds himself a little bit of space, sneaks around, gets a shot away, but Woodlands deflects it off out of play. And a nice shot there by Joyce. He'll be a little bit frustrated. He's had a couple of really good opportunities now to tickle the twine. He's not quite able to finish it off. One which in the second he'll be ruining, which it did bounce off the pipe and come straight back out again. Characteristic ting. Face off now. One back by the Dogs. Being played nicely by Minson for the Inferno. He breaks it out, trying to find the Inferno on the stretch in McDowell, but only comes back as far as the Dogs, who regain possession. Astafif now skating up through the middle, looking for an option. Gets ridden into the corner, but he's got a player in the slot. Loose place everywhere for the Dogs, as Bennett throws a shot in from the point. Just into traffic, Leskovitz. Woodlands makes another save, comes out to Stringer, dumps it back into the corner. And now Maxim tries to do a bit of fancy puck work, but it only comes out as far as Dawes now, who gets a cross pass across to Hector, who has some space. Bennett waits patiently, and Leskovitz in the end makes a routine save. Good play there by both. It was the mature back checking and distance management by Bennett there that prevented the deke around and the good shot. So good defensive play by the Dogs. 12 minutes and 50 seconds to go. We're still tied up at 1 goal apiece. Face-off one back by the Inferno, and the shot through traffic is a goal. Lee Turner picks up the face-off, trash from the back of the face-off. Beautiful screen, lots of players in the way. Leskovitz did not see that one coming, and Lee Turner puts the Inferno in the lead with 12 minutes and 30 seconds to play. Dogs not quite sure what happened there, but you've got to get that possession. You've got to win those face-offs. Sometimes they are critical. If you ever underestimate the importance of a face-off, I think, oh, it doesn't matter. You want to watch that one because that's a straight away from the face-off win. Now the Dogs are cranky. And they stack the line. They've got Berkey and Schumer and Vajasov out again. Schumer gets a little bit of a sneaky backhand, trying to find Vajasov. Not able to get a stick on the ice. Circling around now, Vajasov tries to get the shot away. But Seb Woodlands once again frustrating the kennel, keeping the Dogs on the lead. And we are 2 goals to the Inferno and 1 goal to the Dogs. This time the face-off won nicely by Vajasov to Burke, but it's shot through traffic and in the end doesn't make any difference. Chipped in deep by the goal scorer there in Lee Turner, who just rides a puck into the corner. Robinson looking for the pass up, finds Vajasov. Vajasov looking for help, goes through the middle on his own. Bit of a toe drag, gets another shot away. Bennett makes yet another save. And the Inferno are dragging it out again, but only as far as a point in Robinson, who chips a shot in from a distance. But it runs into legs. Klomf now for the Inferno, riding it in, but runs into Lockie Walls, who now with a chance with the puck, passed to him by Burke. Vajasov just floating around on the top as Burke hovers around high. And Robinson there just knocked Klomf over. He seems to be okay, which is just as well. We don't want to see any injuries. But Burke now tries to get the pass across to Lockie Walls. Comes back to Burke. Sorry, not Burke. Schumer. Schumer gets yet another shot on Woodlands. And Woodlands makes yet another save. And that takes the shot count up to 34 shots on the net for the Dogs for just the 1 goal. The Inferno, their 17 shots have so far got them the 2 goals. So the Inferno leading at 2 goals to 1. A goal scored earlier by Lee Turner, assisted by Brendan McDowell from the face-off. A beautiful win, and then the shot through traffic. Leskovitz did not see it coming. Man Hayden Dawes plays the puck around the back of the net, but runs into a little bit of a puck battle. And the interesting thing will be to see how the Dogs play this. Do they stack their lines? They play it back as far as McDowell now, who tries to get the shot away. Leaks left and right. Leskovitz makes the save. Puck bobbling around in front. Swept out by Leo, who clears the puck out, finds Carpenter. Carpenter chips it up to Ruddle. Ruddle chips it through, but it's stolen by Hayden Dawes, who plays it up to Hector Vilnek. With a bit of time and space, Leo comes out to challenge, takes the puck off him beautifully. And the puck just broken out of the zone by the Dogs. And Kahu Joyce there with Ruddle, chips the puck in across, tries to find some help with Dave Barrett, but he's ridden into the corner. Now he's looking to try and get the puck into the slot. Does so, but there's only Inferno there. And they chip it a long way down to Brendan McDowell, who has time and space and a shot. And it flicks off the shoulder of Leskovitz for no goal. Ruddle now running around the back looking for a passing option. Finds a lane, gets the escape out. Maskov finds Carpenter. Carpenter with a little bit of room, but ridden into the corner. Maxim takes another shot, but it's deflected. And Matty Knox now in the corner trying to score the goal back as it's cleared out deep by the Inferno, but only as far as Stringer. Klompf now with the puck being ridden hard by Stringer, but he gets a bit of room. Finds McDowell. McDowell gets around Matty Knox. Puck loose in the front, but Stringer controlling it. It's a great big long reach, and Maxim now with a chance to break it across. He finds Matty Knox, who breaks up through the middle, ridden into the corner by Minson. The puck bobbles out now. It comes out to Robinson. Bennett, who put it back into the corner, and we will have a whistle. No, we don't have a whistle. Someone in the crowd blew a whistle. Klompf now circling around the back of the net, trying to find an option, and he's being pressed by Matty Knox. Great forecheck as the Dogs keeping the pressure in. A sustained bit of zone time here for the Dogs. The Inferno haven't been able to clear it out. They'll be feeling pretty tired. They'll be all trying to get a change as quickly as they can, and the puck breaks out now, and that gives the Inferno a chance to get fresh legs as Bennett goes in to pick up the puck, but he's been closely pressed and fighting through, but managed to get around the back of the net, reverses the play. Maxim tries to get the puck past Hector, but Hector battles on the boards, and helped out by the big man Hayden Dawes, and the puck eventually comes out for the Dogs. Jasov gets through, gets the puck across, but not able to clear the zone. The Inferno now breaking it out, but only as far as Dogs' defence. But the pass out there by Schumer didn't quite work, and the check didn't quite work either, as Rilnek got past everyone. And the Inferno kept the shot in, but not able to get the shot away there was Jackson Lane. And Bennett having a bit of a minor altercation. But now Berkey gets a shot across to Bennett, who gets a shot on the net. But Robertson gets a shot on, but blocked beautifully by Seb once more. And the Inferno dump it deep, and that will go for icing. No, yes, it is an icing call. So the Inferno not able to change. They'll all be drawn back. Craig Armstrong-Frey, the referee, bringing all of the Inferno back on. There'll be tired legs. This is the chance that the Dogs need. Inferno stuck out there. They need to get one goal back at least to tie things up. If we do go to overtime, it will be 3-on-3 for 5 minutes, sudden death. And if that doesn't work, we will go to a penalty shootout. But we're not there yet. The Inferno with a slim lead of just the one goal. The Dogs want to get that one back pretty quick. So all the pressure on the Dogs now. They need to get that goal. They want to get it fast. But Klompf now breaking it out, and he's got Hector on the other side. Makes the pass across to Vilnek, who gets the shot. Leskovitz makes the save, but it's loose behind the net. Robinson breaks it out as far as Joyce. Joyce looking for the cross-ice pass, but it's picked off beautifully. But one back by Ryan Ruddle, who battles in the corner. Ruddle looking for the pass across the front. He's being pressed there by two very stout defensemen for the Inferno. Shot comes in through traffic once more. Carpenter with a shot, blocked. Ruddle trying to find some room, and he's ridden off. And now the Inferno break it out. It's exactly what they need. Lane takes a shot from a distance. Leskovitz makes the save, but it's loose out the front. The Dogs a little bit rattled, it's safe to say at the moment. Barrett trying to clear the puck out. No one able to. The puck goes deep into the corner, and we will have a whistle. Looks like we've got a hooking call. on Leo. Leo looks a little bit confused about it. And the Inferno will have the power play with 5 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Not what the Dogs want, but then again, they've got Burke and Vajasov, and they're pretty good at scoring short-handed goals. And it looks like we might actually have a 4-on-4 here, as Leo is off, and so too is Brendan McDowell. Brendan McDowell also sitting 2 minutes. So it looks like we've got 4-on-4. Now I can't help but think that it plays into the hands of the Dogs. They certainly have the speed with Vajasov and Burke, who are prime goal scorers. But Hayden Dawes might have something to say about that as well. And wins the face-off. Shot through traffic, blocked by the feet of Bennett. As Carpenter steals the puck for the Dogs, gets it across to Burke. Burke ridden into the corner, tries to play it back across, finds Bennett. Bennett with a bit of room, has a shot from a distance, but it's deflected safely by the Inferno into the corner. Bennett with a second chance, gets a one-timer away through traffic, but again, just wide of the net. This time the Inferno with a chance to try and break it out. But Vajasov, forehands, backhands, every hands, but no hands. And the Inferno break it out. And that's McDowell running through the middle of the ice. But it's only as far as a wall of Dogs, and they will be looking for changes to get fresh legs on with 4 minutes to play now. As Vajasov streaks through the middle, finding room. Those absolutely silky hands of his. He protects the puck, rides around the back of the net, still some spaces. Berkey floating around, cycling through. Vajasov still with the puck, trying to get some room. Chips it across, finds Burke. Burke back to Vajasov. Vajasov a lot of room. Will he take the shot? No, he dekes. He's still circling around. He's looking for Stringer. Finds Stringer on the blue line. Stringer with a chance. Will he shoot? No, back to Burke. Sorry, back to Vajasov. Vajasov still cycling around. Back to Stringer. Finds Burke. Burke not able to control the puck. Burke back to Stringer. Stringer looking to shoot. Gets a shot away through traffic, and it's just off the top of the net, and it's in the net. And that's Troy Robinson, who first effort missed. Second one picked up the puck in the air. And lacrosse style manages to finish it off. And we've got a whistle. Maybe some contest about that one. No, they're going to hold the goal. So it is 2 goals apiece with 3 to go. And that was beautifully played there, Troy Robinson. He got the first shot away, but it was blocked high. He picked up the airborne rebound and finished it off. You'll see that on the replay. That is an absolute highlight reel goal, that one, to tie things up at 2 goals apiece with just 3 minutes to play. We're now into stop time. So the clock will stop. We've got a timeout. So the way this works is in the last 3 minutes of the game, if there is less than two goals or less difference, and there is less than two goals difference, we are all tied up at 2 goals apiece, then we will have stop time. So every time the referee blows the whistle, the clock will stop. So there's no benefit in sitting still and doing nothing. Now, the interesting question will be what happens here with the penalty. Does Leo stay in the box and McDowell come out and we go 5-on-4, or will they both stay in for the duration of their penalties? I don't have much information on the penalty at the moment. I do have Leo got 2 for hooking and McDowell got 2 for high sticking. Leo's penalty was at 5:04 and McDowell at 4:40, but I think that's when they were put into the system, not when they were actually awarded. So they're probably both out on the ice at the same time. We shall see. This is exactly the final that we wanted. 2 goals apiece with 3 minutes to play. It doesn't get much more exciting than this. It is super close. It's as close as you can get by definition. It's all tied up. And 4-on-4 again. Leo looking to get back on the ice fairly shortly. We'll see how that one pans out. And the puck won by the Dogs. Schumer looking to break it up through the middle, finds a bit of space bust, but Minson picks it off and wins it back out to Alex Rose. But Alex Rose runs straight as he came charging through into Leo with the straight out of the box play and gets his stick straight into the competition. And the Dogs now 5-on-4. No, I tell a lie, it's 5-on-5. We're back to full strength all round. Klompf now has ridden hard into the boards by the previous goal scorer there in Troy Robertson, who well and truly told Klompf, you're not getting through this thing, in a beautiful full body hip check there. There's a little bit of argy-bargy and pushing and shoving, but it doesn't matter. That's contact sport. And we have just over 2 minutes to play, and we're all tied up at 2 goals apiece. The atmosphere here at IceHQ is well charged. So the big man, Hayden Dawes, lining up to take the face-off against Joyce. And Joyce wins it. Carpenter playing it around the back, but being pressed hard by Clomp. Good pressure there, but Dogs just managed to clear the puck out of the zone. Joyce with slashed high by Dawes. Joyce runs into the corner, gets a pass across the front of the net. Not able to finish it off. The Dogs. Stringer now just chips it high, finds Ruddle, who gets a shot on. Bennett again, sorry. Woodlands once again makes the save. He has been an absolute wall, said Bennett, throughout this game. He's earned his paycheck, that's for sure. And with 1 minute and 45 seconds to play, the Inferno break it out. They find Dawes on the stretch, but he's got surrounded by two. He just chips it deep into the corner. Stringer goes in to dig it out, plays it around the back of the net, finds Carpenter. Carpenter being pushed by Hector. Still stuck in the corner. Carpenter not able to clear it. Vilnick comes out with the puck, but he's got two Dogs around him, and the puck not quite. Hector just manages to keep the puck in, but it's broken out by Vajasov, and he's on his own with space. Can Vajasov get the shot away? He's blocked beautifully there by some desperation by Steve Bellick, and now it's the other way, and Hector has space, takes the shot, but it is saved by Leskovitz. And with 1 minute and 10 seconds to go, it's still 2 goals apiece. 38 shots to the Dogs, 39 shots to the Dogs, 23 to the Inferno. 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining in this absolute thriller. This is the grand final. It's the decider. Who gets their name on the cup? And, we have yet another whistle. Not quite sure what that one was for. It looks like the puck has gone out of play. So we'll get another offensive zone face-off for the Inferno. Now, if you pay attention to the game of hockey, you'll know that a defensive zone face-off for the Dogs actually represents a really good attacking opportunity. If the D for the Inferno creep in too high and the Dogs get it out quickly, it turns very quickly into a very rapid attack. And the Dogs do break it out with Schumer, who tries to find Vajasov. Vajasov picks up the puck in the corner. He's got still got possession. He's being pressed hard, but he's just protecting the puck beautifully. Silky Hands gets a shot, but it's over the top of everything. And the puck in the corner for the Dogs. Stretch comes across to Brendan McDowell, who gets a shot in on Leskovitz, but it's bobbled out, and it's at Schumer's feet. He doesn't know where it is. Now he's found it. Pressing deep in the corner. They've got 30 seconds to play in regulation. It's cleared out by Walls, who dumps it deep. That's going to be an icing. No icing. Icing wave dot. Minson looking for the stretch pass up, and it finds Clomp. Clomp finds Jasov, and it goes backwards. And with just 17 seconds to go now, Hayden Dawes, the big man, has it for the Inferno, but he's behind his own net. And with 10 seconds to go, he's just running the clock down a little bit, trying to get this last little play before it goes to overtime. He goes long, a big lob. Just tried the Boston Bruins goaltender Linus Ullmark's goal from the other end, keeping it over the top of everyone. But with 2 seconds to go, we will have a face-off down in the offensive zone for the Dogs. If the Dogs don't score from the draw, we are going to overtime. And it will be 3-on-3 for 5 minutes, or 4-on-4. We'll find out exactly how that works. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's how it works. But the Dogs need to score from this face-off, or it's all over, and we go to overtime. And it's all over, and we're going to overtime. So we will have a very short break. We won't leave you, and I'll get clarification on whether it's 5-on-4 or 3-on-3, and we'll pretty much tell once they line them up. And it will be 5 minutes of sudden death. First goal wins. It's 4-on-4. The signal we're getting from the referees is 4-on-4. No, we're getting 3-on-3. Hopefully they'll make up their mind at some point. But either way, we will be very much entertained. 3-on-3 for 5 minutes, and this will be sudden death. The thing with 3-on-3 is the emphasis is on possession. If you don't have possession of the puck, there is so much room on an NHL-sized rink that it very rapidly becomes high-scoring opportunities. So you've got to have possession. It means you don't throw it away. You keep control of the puck as much as possible. You also need fresh legs. It's very fast. There's a lot of real estate, so you have to change very quickly, but you can't leave yourself exposed when you change. It's a different game. There's a lot of controversy about how it works in terms of running the shorter numbers. It is a radically different game to 5-on-5. Choice of players and speed, but more than anything, it's puck control. You need possession. If you are without the puck, you're in deep trouble. Who Joyce comes up to take the face off for the Dogs, and he's lining up against Lane. Sorry, he's lining up against McKenzie, and the Inferno have first possession, heading into the corner there. But now Ruddle for the Dogs steals the puck, finds Joyce, And he's being watched closely by Clomf. He's got to keep control of it. Ruddle floating around behind the net looking for an opportunity for a tipping. The goalies around about now get very anxious because they know how much work they're going to have to do. Carps finds a puck back but misses Ruddle. And now that gives Inferno possession of the puck as they break it around the back of the net, and it is picked up. Inferno cycling through. Clomf looking for the pass across, and he receives it nicely. It's being watched closely by Carpenter. Clomf just pauses and gives himself a little bit of space. You can see there he's being patient with the puck, not wasting time. Now Dawes comes through the middle looking for that clutch goal. Dawes gets a shot on, but it's deflected, and Leskovitz makes the catch. No goal to anyone, and we still have 4 minutes to play of 3-on-3 sudden death. The first goal wins the grand final and the second Pro League series here at IceHQ. Dawes lining up for the face-off, and they'll be facing off against Vajasov. No, it looks like they're giving that one to Hector. Hector's on his forehand here. He can elect to shoot. He doesn't. Robinson takes the puck, plays it back to Vajasov. Vajasov and Burke on this time. Vajasov finds Burke. See how much room they've got. Burke has got plenty of passing options if he wants them. Goes into the corner. Gets back to Robinson. Robinson looking for options as well, and they're just patiently waiting to create some space, just cycling around. Vajasov gets some speed, comes through the middle, tries to make some space. Poke checked away beautifully there by Hayden Dawes. And Woodlands plays it around the back of the neck, but a little bit risky there, and he's given the puck to Burke. Burke now with a bit of room. Finds the pass across. Gets a shot from Robinson. Robinson gets a shot away, but Woodlands makes the save again. Looks around. You've got to keep your eye on the game here, Troy. Don't take your mind off it. As now Dawes with a head of steam comes up to Vajasov, and he'd love nothing more than to get past him. But he just played it across to the Inferno, who get in for a shot, winds it up, and Leskovitz makes the save. And now it's a bit of a stray pass across from Inferno, and Hector just goes back, and you can see the change coming now. But this is where it's risky because they've still got Dawes on the ice, Inferno, and Burke's run out of legs. They've all played their hearts out. And this time McDowell has a bit of room. Burke just riding him in the corner, shot across the front of the net, washed by Leskovitz. Back to McDowell. He's got Berkey giving him a bit of a hug in the corner, and it's stolen by Stringer. Stringer with a lot of room, plays it across to Dave Barrett, but he rides the puck deep into the corner, loses an edge, but stands up and recovers quickly. And he's looking to pass up to Matty Knox. Matty circles around, trying to find, gets a bit of bobbly shot away, but it doesn't go on the net. Now Clomf for the Inferno, breaking it out. Finds the pass across. And that's Lee Turner, goal scorer from earlier. He gets a shot away, but Leskovitz is up to the task and makes the save. 1 minute and 46 seconds. This is not stop time. The clock continues to run in this particular invocation of this rule. So the clock's still ticking down, and they haven't got much time left. And we have a timeout, which will stop the clock. So with 1 minute and 34 seconds to play, we don't have any goals because otherwise it'll all be over. And this is absolutely a thriller. You can see just how important possession is, but also getting shots on the net. It's only a short timeout. They only get 60 seconds, but it does get a little bit of recovery into your legs if you're one of the players who is on the lines. It is a radically different game, 3-on-3. It's all about possession and patience, but you do need to shoot the puck on the net. Otherwise, you're guaranteed not to score a goal. Wayne Gretzky's one of his most famous quotes: you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, but you don't want to waste them either. It's always a balancing act. We'll have a face-off deep in the defensive zone for the Dogs. For the Inferno, they have Hector and the big man, Hayden Dawes, and Austin McKenzie lining up. And, Hector wins it back, but only as far as Dawes, who dumps it into the corner, finds Hector again, but Hector ridden out by Kahu, but only gets back to Hector, who's under strong pressure there by Joyce, not giving him any room to move. You can see Hector does telegraph a little bit, gets up to McKenzie though, and Ruddle covering McKenzie. McKenzie playing it back across to Hector Rilnick, who finds Dawes. Dawes being watched by Carpenter. Dawes gets around Carpenter, but only as far as Kahu. Now Dawes has got time and space, gets a shot, but it's deflected into space, and now the momentum goes straight back to the Dogs, up to Carpenter. Carpenter looking for Burke, who's snuck onto the ice when no one was looking. Carpenter skates up towards Dawes. He's looking to pass it back to Jamie Burke. Does so. Burke finds the puck up on the point. Will he shoot? He's been covered. He pulls the puck all the way out. So that means that Carps has to come out to get off onside. And he's just trying to draw him in deep, trying to create a little bit of space. So Berkey just circling around. And what he's trying to do here is create more real estate to move around. And he's trying to suck the Inferno in deep to create that opportunity for Vajazov to build some speed. And he does so. Passes back to Burke. Burke on the street gets a shot, but deflected away by Woodlands. And with just the 15 seconds to play, Vajazov skates back. This will be the last stanza. He plays it up to Burke. Burke chips across. Finds Troy Robinson. Troy has got very little time to shoot. If it doesn't happen, it's not on, and we're going to a shootout any second now as Clomp rides it back behind the net. And with 1 second to go, we are all tied up at the end of 5 minutes of sudden death. And this grand final will be decided in either the best or the worst way possible, and that is a penalty shootout. Gossie, I hope you're watching this, and I hope you're having a great birthday. Penalty shootout, what will happen is it's a best of 3 to start with. So each team will elect a player to take a shot. The puck is not allowed to go backwards. You're not allowed to have 2 shots. So once the puck starts moving, it must move towards the goal at all times. It's not allowed to be brought backwards. Classic moves that you'll see is to come into the goal at an angle, try and get the goalie to move, and then when the goalie moves, they have to open what's called the 5-hole, which is between their legs. Jamie Burke for the Dogs is taking the first shot. Now, there's a lot of pressure on Burke here, but he does love this stuff. There's no one who loves an unopposed breakaway shot more than Jamie Burke. So he has the chance to give the Dogs the effective lead to start with. Now, if he scores this, it doesn't finish. They get at least 3 shots. So Burke coming in. You'll see him coming in at a bit of an angle. Just holds the puck and just misses, and there's no goal. Jamie Burke beaten there by Woodlands. Woodlands went down and blocked the low shot. And so Jamie Burke denied. So now lining up for the Inferno is Lee Turner. He did score a goal earlier today. He scored the go-ahead goal in the third, and he's got a chance now as he skates the puck in, picks it up nicely, and he's weaving backwards and forwards, coming in at an angle on Leskovitz, gets a shot away, but Leskovitz gets a pad in the way, and we are still all tied up at no goals apiece. This has been a goaltender's day, this one. So the second shot now will be Vadim Vajasov for the Dogs. If he gets this one in, all the pressure is on the Inferno. They will have to score to just keep things even. Will Vadim choose to take this shot? Will he go wide? Will he go down the middle? We know he's got magic hands. He's deking. Goes backhand, forehand, he goes goal hand. And he goes a nice little backhand over the top of Woodland's pad and finds the twine. And that gives the Dogs the lead, but the game is not over. Hayden Dawes now. Well, last time Hayden Dawes was involved in the penalty shot, he actually took a slap shot from the slot, which is an unusual move. And it's pretty frightening if you're the goalie getting a slappy at you from that distance. We know Hayden Dawes is one of the best goal scorers in the country. And how will he do it? Dawsey comes in with the puck, gets in close up to the slot. A little fake, but a little fake is also a little miss. And all that can happen now for the Inferno is they can tie it and continue it. If the next shot, which is Byron Schumer, goes in, the Dogs win the grand final. If Byron misses this one and the Inferno score the next goal, they tie up the penalty shootout. And then it continues until someone scores and gets a lead. So Byron Schumer coming in. If he scores this, the Dogs win. Just mishandles it a little bit. Backhander ridden into the corner. Woodlands makes the save. And so this one, if the Inferno score now, the penalty shootout will continue. If Leskovitz makes the save, the Dogs win the grand final. Brendan McDowell skating in, coming in at an angle, trying to get Leskovitz to move across, and he scores it. We're tied up again. McDowell makes it continue. The shootout is not over. It just means it's still alive. So McDowell keeps the Inferno in it. This time Vajasov has another go. He's got to go in Woodlands. Can he repeat the magic of last time? He's the dog that scored the goal. Comes in, Deeks right. Backhand, forehand, backhand, goal hand. And Vajasov has a 100% record. And now the pressure is on the Inferno. If the Inferno don't score now, if Leskovitz makes the save, the Dogs win the grand final. It's the advantage of going first, as you have that pressure now on McDowell. Let me just check that. I think that's Austin McKenzie. No, that is Dean Klompf coming in to take this one for the Inferno. If he scores this, Inferno is still in it. If he doesn't, the Dogs win the grand final. And he just manages to score the goal. I don't know if we'll have got time for a rerun on that one, but Leskovitz almost managed to keep it out. The puck dropped down, and you see here from the replay, it just gets over the line. Oh, that was close, but all you need is millimetres, and this is a game of millimetres, and Vajasov once more for the Dogs. Can he make three? There's a lot of pressure on him now. Can he score 3 penalty shootout goals in a row? Will he do the same thing? He does not. This time, Woodlands makes the save. So if the Inferno score the goal, they win. And that would be a rags to riches story for this team. Last season, they finished on the bottom of the ladder. And who have they given? It's Dawes time, the ultimate clutch playing goal scorer in the country. Hayden Dawes runs in from a distance. He's getting a lot of speed this time. He's not going to give Leskovitz time to move. Hayden comes in, gets a shot, misses. We're still going. We are still alive. The clutch goal scorer not able to finish it this time as Jamie Burke comes out to see if he can use the magic and put the Dogs in the lead. What's he going to do this time? You don't want to be too clever. Sometimes waiting until the goalie's committed. And it's so far what's mostly happened is the goalies have had plenty of time. Berkey skating in, comes in, takes it across onto his forehand, gets a shot. Puck loose out the front. Woodlands the save. Berkey not able to capitalise on the advantage, and so now it's back onto the Inferno if they score. And this time it's Klompf. Klompf for the chance to win it for the Inferno. I hope you're watching this, Anton Goss. Here comes Klompf, and he picks up the punt, carries it in. He's deep on his forehand side, trying to get the goalie to move across. Moves Lefkowitz across to one side, to the other side, scores the goal, and wins the grand final for the Inferno. The Inferno are the 2023 IceHQ Pro League champions. You would never have picked this 6 weeks ago. You would never have picked this 4 weeks ago. You wouldn't have picked this 2 weeks ago. And in fact, probably half an hour ago, you wouldn't have picked it. But the Inferno have the second Pro League trophy here at IceHQ in a penalty shootout. The champion of the day in the end, Dean Klompf, managing to just wrong foot the goaltender in Austin Leskovitz of the Dogs, and the Dogs knocked from the kennel, and they will have to go home without their names on the trophy this time around. But what a magnificent game. That had absolutely everything. It was tied up at the end of the first. It was tied up at the end of the second. It was tied up at the end of the third. We couldn't score in overtime. That's how tight it was. And then the penalty shootout went to 6 rounds until eventually the Inferno prevailed. Steve Bellick, he did say to me before the start of the game, we're not going to change anything because you don't change what's working. I was a bit sceptical at the time, but he's proven himself right. So himself and Georgia Carson, who's over there coaching the Inferno, magnificent job to bring this team up, who at the start of the season were right down the very bottom of the ladder. Looked like they couldn't win a game, but they fixed their defence, they sorted it out, and their goaltender too in Woodlands had an absolutely magnificent game. He made, obviously with a penalty shootout, you can see just how important that is. But shots on the net for the Dogs was 40-27 for the Inferno, and Woodlands, the man of the moment, who made all the difference and made some magnificent game-winning saves to keep the Inferno in it when the Dogs were absolutely running rampage in the second period in particular, where they outshot the Inferno 2-1, just over 2-1. In fact, both the first and the second periods. In the first period, the Dogs were 13 to the Inferno 5, and in the second period, the Dogs 13 to the Inferno 6. But in the third, it got a bit more even there, with the Dogs 13 to the Inferno's 11. And in overtime, the Inferno got 5 shots to the Dogs just the 1. They were trying to be a little bit too cute and not shooting enough, perhaps a little bit overconfident. And then, of course, we all saw what happened in the shootout. So that winds up our coverage of the Pro League here at IceHQ. It has been an absolute pleasure bringing it to you. We'll have the presentation, and I'll be quiet, and we'll just let you all watch what happens here at the finish. It has been an absolute delight bringing it to you, and we are enormously thrilled to have been able to present it to you here on our live stream. And if you haven't been able to make it along to watch the games, then we hope you've enjoyed the coverage that we've provided with you. Just a reminder too that coming up on the 2nd of June, we will have the first ever Women's Pro League here at IceHQ, which we're enormously proud to be able to bring to you, and we're thrilled to be able to give that opportunity to female hockey players here in Victoria. It's the first time there has been a Women's Pro League, and so we're thrilled that we can make that happen here at IceHQ. And I hope you've enjoyed the show while the Inferno boys celebrate a very well-earned trophy and the Dogs ruining what could have been. But you don't want one team to win it all the time. You want a close struggle, and that was an absolute thriller. So at the end of that, thank you very much for being with us all, and we will see you for the Women's Pro League starting on June the 2nd. Until then, we'll be bringing it on.